actually working with any coach. Is you have to try this, try that, and then you'll come up with a sequence of different movements that help that particular horse. But what happens, it's so funny, Skylar, because she's so twisted that what she's doing is this. So you're trying to move her left hip is under her right shoulder is low. So you're trying to move her shoulders over because you feel this. And then what she does is she takes and twists her head and then goes even worse. Yeah. So once we could get it figured out that you had to straighten that left rein, then you could step her left. Because when she was like that, there was no way she was going to bring her left hind to the left because she was going, Skylar, we're both going to fall down. That's not a good idea. So usually when horses do this, they're actually trying to help us out. It may not be true, but in her mind, she says, sweetie, if we do that, we're going to both bite the dust, and it scares me. Because I really think that sometimes they just physically get so twisted that they psychologically get so fearful that they're going to slip on the ice, so to speak. So so she's going around like this, which is very unusual, with that left hind way under her body, her right shoulder down and twisted here. So there's no way I could get her to do this. She's like, no. So once we were able to get her left rein here, then you use a little bit of right leg, and she was able to rebalance onto that.
Just leave her, Skylar.
Does that make sense?
So why do you think she's more fussy right there? Do you think it could be her ulcery or just nervous? Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be quite honest, she's standing, she's yawning, she's, I mean, it's hard to say whether this is a stress because she's just feeling worse or better, because the yawning and the stretching, it is a stress indicator. Does it mean that the stress is higher or lower, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, she's a very expressive lady. Mm-hmm. So she's really, she's saying something. It's just that I'm not, I can't tell you at this point what it is, but I love the changes. And you could feel her get smoother. You could feel that you actually had a whole horse. It's sort of like part of her is here and part of her is there, and you're trying to glue the two pieces together. And there were times where they glued together, and you could feel the hind end actually move up into the front end as one horse. Mm-hmm. But when she's so twisted, and that's what's hard, for anybody to try to pull that apart from on top of the horse, I mean, the Olympic riders have coaches, where they watch all these things. So, once I saw this multiple Olympic gold medalist, and he was in a clinic, and he came up and he halted his horse, and he looks down to see if the horse was square. And I thought, a multiple Olympic gold medalist even has somebody tell him whether his horse is square. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody, so don't feel frustrated because you got 80% of it correct. All I'm changing is 15 to 20%. And your seat is excellent. But what happens is they get you moving like this, and you move like that.
So like, ah.
And this is when this is why you have a nice flat stomach, is because to keep from doing that, you have to tighten up in your core and just say to yourself, I'm only moving this much. Mm-hmm. She wants you to move this much, and you go, no. And the best way to correct it is not when she's doing that, because then it's like you're about ready to fall off the surfboard. But when she starts to move faster, you're doing this, and then then stop it. Because if you can catch it before it gets too bad, because then what she's going, well, I'm carrying fast because your seat's telling me to go fast, and you're like, my seat's going fast because you're carrying fast. And the two of you get in this vicious circle of blaming each other. So unfortunately, in horses, we always have to be the adult. So we have to change that vicious circle and say, I am not going to move my seat so fast. Therefore now, you don't have an excuse to get it so fast. But that was very, very good. So let's just go the other direction. We worked her way too long that direction, for what we wanted to do, but that's just the way it goes. Sometimes you have to work them a little